Second camera is on. Okay, I intend to make some fried shrimp today. And in order to do that, I have to deshell the shrimp that I bought. I didn't realize that it was the shrimp that still had its legs and everything's attached. I thought it was just like the tail shell that was still attached. But this looks like the whole kit and caboodle is still going, which isn't like the end of the world. It's just more work that I have to do. And so, got some fried shrimp going on. Plan on making some coleslaw. And with any luck, I will make some french fries too. Got a whole meal going on this Saturday. It's going to feel like a good Saturday. I like doing these cooking videos with y'all. They are especially successful in my... it's hard to do this with one hand. They are especially successful in my Instagram reels. People like cooking videos, and I like cooking, so sometimes I even think about just doing a cooking channel instead of trying to do the kind of channel that I've been trying to do. But who knows? I will figure something out one way or another. Went out and got my hair cut today. Y'all can't tell from this angle. You can tell kind of from behind. People always talked about how, like, you let your hair grow out in the winter and it makes you more warm. And I didn't quite realize that until today. It is very... Oops, I put the shell back in the shrimp bowl. It is very cold out today. It was like 6 degrees when I went out. And I got my hair cut like I always get it cut. One on the back and sides and hand trimmed on top. And it is very cold now. My head is very cold. And I'm like, I can feel my haircut. Which is a weird thing to say, but it's true. I can feel my haircut. And so, not to say that I'm mad that I went and got my haircut. It needed to get done. But maybe next time I'll plan it out a little better and be like, maybe cut less so that my hair can still be, or my head can still be warm in these rough winter months. I don't know that this is the best strategy because I'm throwing the shrimp back in the bowl after I deshell it. And I feel like eventually I'm going to reach a point where I have most of it deshelled. And I'm just going to be reaching in here and grabbing a bunch of deshelled shrimp and then trying to find if there's any more shrimp that needs to be deshelled. But at any rate, I feel like I should find something more interesting to talk about than dinner because that's only so exciting. I have a 3-day weekend. We all have a 3-day weekend. And so trying to be as productive as humanly possible during those 3 days. Catch up on some uploads. Get myself uploaded up and through February. And then hopefully get some significant stuff done in the writing world. I am writing and have been writing on this brand new chapter in my book for a while now. And so I'm hoping that I can wrap that up and make it to a good point there. I have some slimy stuff on my finger from that shrimp. That's gross. Anyway, so yeah, trying to make it a good and positive day. Today is going to be like the first like major experience I have with my new equipment in that I am using both the new microphone and the new camera. I'm technically using the old camera. I'm using everything today. And it was quite the headache, honestly, getting the microphones set up. So the wireless mic system comes with 2 mics and then the receiver. And I plug the receiver into my computer and then I turn on the mics and it should just work, right? Well, doesn't exactly work quite like that, I'm afraid. I plugged in the receiver, and so that's the thing is the first time I tried this, it worked just fine, and it was great and dandy. And then I tried it again today, of course, before I was going to actually film something, and it did not work. I couldn't get the receiver to read, or the computer to read, the microphone. The receiver understood that there was a microphone in here just fine, but the computer was not picking it up. And so I messed around with it, and finally I turned on the other mic, and the other mic worked just fine. And so I don't know, it seems odd that the computer would only be able to read one of the two mics. I think in the receiver's end, I think they're being received under different channels. So maybe the computer can only read one channel at a time, and that's the problem. But at any rate, here I am waiting to make myself food because I want to film the process of making the food. And I'm not filming, or I'm not making food. Excuse me. And I'm super hungry. And so I'm getting mad and I'm getting grumpy because these microphones aren't working. And I'm trying to figure out like a better angle. I need to hold the shrimp, I think, closer to the bowl. I've been holding it closer to myself, and just now realized that like the camera's not capturing any of it. And that's the whole point of having the dual camera set up. So I can have one, the nice one gets these really cool close-up shots, and then the old camcorder does like the wide angle shots, because it's like less noticeable, the drop in quality, when I'm just doing these wide shots with it. But tearing these shrimps up, I need to remember next time to make sure that I don't buy shrimps with legs and everything on them. Like I said, doesn't bother me, it's just more work. And like the shrimp, these shells on these shrimp, I feel like are smaller than I'm used to them being. And like, it does say shell on, easy peel. How does it say? Like, did I misread the package or what? I must have misread the package. And like, I also, next time probably we get some bigger shrimp. I'm frying these bad boys up, and I have a feeling that they're just going to turn into like little baby popcorn shrimps by the end of the day. And I wanted some stout shrimp, but one cannot be particular about their shrimp. I bought this bag of shrimp months ago. It's been in the freezer for a while, and I was like, you really need to do something with that shrimp, dude. And so today is the day. I'm gonna put it in cornmeal and I'm gonna fry it up, and it's gonna be good. And like I said, hopefully get some coleslaw and french fries with it. I'm gonna watch Scent of a Woman. I've been going through and trying to watch these older, mostly 80s movies, but obviously Scent of a Woman, I believe, is 90s. But it's got Al Pacino in it, and Al Pacino is a great actor. And I don't know when or where or what, but I saw something about this movie a long time ago, and it made me want to watch it. And then when I was at Barnes & Noble, and I was supposed to just buy the planner that you guys all saw, and I wound up, oops. Well, first of all, I just cut a shrimp in half. Oops on that. But while I was at Barnes & Noble, I wound up buying 4 movies and 10 CDs, and one of the movies I bought was Scent of a Woman. So I will watch that while I eat my food, and it'll be a fabulous, lazy Saturday day. And with any luck, a good buddy of mine will come on Xbox at some point in time today, and we can catch up. I want to catch up. I haven't talked to them in a while. But right now, I am focused on dinner and a movie. And those are what's on the plan today. I need to watch what I'm doing. I keep dumping the shells and the legs and stuff back into the bowl with the shrimp. And I don't want yucky shells and legs and stuff in my shrimp bowl. I want shrimp in my shrimp bowl. And so I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. I don't know. I feel like these, like I said, these cooking videos are always nice, but I feel like this conversation right now is incredibly dull. And so, apologize for that. Sometimes I walk into a video knowing what I'm going to talk about, and other times I don't. And sometimes that bites me in the butt, and sometimes it doesn't. And right now is one of those bite me in the butt moments, and I think it's because I got all messed up with the issues I had hooking this up, and my mind was like occupied by those frustrations, and it hasn't been able to venture or wander into the philosophical realm yet. And so I'm just sitting here peeling shrimp, thinking to myself. And traditionally, when I do this kind of stuff, I would just be listening to music anyway. And so now I'm challenging myself to find something to talk about and be like, okay, you got to make sure that you're engaging your audience and keeping them informed of what you're doing. And so, yeah, some of my videos in this series of videos that I'm uploading are doing better than others. The Work Sucks I Know video is still by far the most viewed. It's got 958 views on it. It seems to have stopped, so it doesn't look like it's going to quite hit 1,000, which is disappointing. But I'm still happy with its 958. I think the next largest was the video I did on the Iron Claw, and it got like 50. And so we're slow and steady wins the race over here. I don't know if I'm gaining anybody in terms of followers or anything. I get a couple of subscribers, and so I'm slightly worried because everybody warns against like using these automated like like subscriber things, like the services that give you views and subscribers for a monthly fee or whatever. And the reason why you're not supposed to do them is, and it makes sense, it confuses the algorithm because a lot of these places are overseas. And so if the algorithm sees that you have a bunch of people from Indonesia watching your video, then they're going to advertise your content to people in Indonesia. They're not going to advertise it to people in America. And I did that once upon a time, and I stopped, and I haven't done it. It's been probably a year or two since I stopped doing it. And so I was hoping that my channel would kind of course correct and that it would start getting better progress, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And I'm also habitually wondering if like my 958 views just came from like when you're watching YouTube and it automatically selects what you watch next, because a lot of them, and it could just be that they weren't interested, but a lot of them popped in for like a second and then immediately changed to something else. And so, I don't know, we'll see. Tackling Instagram harder than I have been lately. I got a cover back for my upcoming novel, and so I'm trying to do something there. I have not been successful on Instagram at all, and I saw someone else that I know who seems to be very successful on Instagram, and like I know this person, like not like we're not super cool, but like we work together. And so I'm like, okay, what the heck? Like, this person's doing it, they're getting it, and it's working for them. Like, and then my mind always goes to like, well, they probably just paid for views, they paid for subscribers, and they paid for this, and they paid for that, and maybe they did, but there's really no way for me to know. And so it's like, you just gotta pay attention to you, dude. Stop getting in your head about other people and their success, and just figure out how to be successful. And I wish that it were easy, but as they tend to say, if it were easy, then everyone would be doing it. But it's like, I'm doing it, and I'm still not accomplishing it. So where's the give and take in that relationship? I think we're getting close to the end of the shrimp that needs peeling. Then I can get some cornmeal mixed up and I will fry up the shrimp, fry up the French fries, and mix up the slaw, and we'll have ourselves a good hearty meal. At some point in time, I wanted to bust out the camera and film some of this so that I could put it on Instagram. I could still do it with the footage from my main camera probably, but it's oftentimes easier to just do it with my phone because it's already in the right dimensions and everything. You can film in portrait on here, which I did discover, which is a cool feature. I kind of knew that I could, but I hadn't tried it yet. And so I tried that out, and like I said, I just need to get back to a point where I'm putting some effort into the Instagram material. And hopefully when I get to that point, I can then start to see some success. But anyway, I think I started to talk about my book cover. I got the book cover back for my newest novel, and I'm going to probably send a sample book out to the individual that I was just talking about, who I know or work with, and she seems to be doing really well on Instagram. I went to the barber shop today to get my hair cut, which I already talked to you all about that. But we just got to talking, and I got to talking about my books and stuff, and they were super interested. And two of those guys like saved my link and stuff and said that they were going to check it out. So hopefully starting to grow and gain some following. And like I said, I need to focus on local growth. I need to stop trying to attack the internet, or at least stop trying to attack the internet solely. Like, there is other ways in this world to grow, and I've heard from a lot of people that the internet is just so oversaturated that it is incredibly difficult at this point to grow on there from 0 to 60. And like, maybe I just don't understand what I'm doing, and that could absolutely be part of it, because I feel like I feel like I don't understand what I'm doing, but I'm still doing all the stuff, and I'm checking all the boxes and doing the things that they say you should do in order to get popular on there, and it's just not getting me anywhere. And so, I don't know. Hopefully this, I keep saying that, but hopefully this darn video series that I have going on gets me some attention, and people start to notice and be like, hey, this guy's got some content that's pretty fun or good to listen to, or not super boring and lame. Maybe it is, but I hope not. I'm hoping that, and like I said, it's so like Sam Sulek and Dry Creek Wrangler School, they're making this kind of content, and they're making it, and it's fun and interesting, and they're doing their own thing with it, and I'm doing my own thing with it. And I do feel like my content profile is different enough from theirs that I'm not just like copying what they do, but I do like to model myself off of them. And I think a lot of my success comes from titles. If I can get titles that make people really want to watch the video, then they click on it. Because like, obviously people aren't searching for this. I don't think people search for stuff on YouTube anymore. There's so much content on there that you just kind of get on there looking for something to watch, and then you find something to watch, and then you watch it. And so like, unless you're popping up on people's feeds, you're probably not getting seen very well. And like, I think that Work Sucks, I Know video popped up on a lot of people's feeds, or like I said, I suspect it was on the up next feature or whatever, where they're like, this is the next thing in line to play. And so it played, and then people immediately lost interest and left. But like I said, we'll see. Only time will tell. And like, some of my Instagram content is just like randomly growing too. Like, I had a video that I uploaded forever ago, and they're like, congratulations, this video's hit more people than any of your videos ever hit. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. That video is really old. That was like a shell, and it was like literally just a shell. That's that broken piece that I broke earlier. I'm trying to dig through this water and see if I can find any more shrimps. Here, let me move my hand so that you guys can see what I'm doing. That's the thing, is I'm not very conscious of what I'm doing. Here's another shrimp that needs to be detailed. I see at least 2 of them. But, yeah. So, I don't know. Who knows? You never know. It might just be some random video. Ugh, it's been on your channel for a while. I said ugh because I just splashed myself with shrimp juice. I don't know if you could see that or not. You can't see my face, but you can at least see maybe the shrimp juice squirting off the shrimp and going onto my face and me saying ugh. But I think after this last shrimp here, well, I don't know if it's the last shrimp, but I think it's the last shrimp. I think after this shrimp here, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, nope, there's another one. He's still got legs. That's why I said, I was like, this bowl idea is probably not the best idea, because I'm going to get to this point where there's very few of them left that still need to be deshelled, but I'm sure I haven't gotten them all. So just looking for tails is really what I'm looking for, but the water is murky enough, murky and gross. Doesn't that make you feel great about eating shrimp? It's all murky and gross water. This water was pure when it came out my sink. Anyway, let's go ahead. I'm gonna wash my hands, and then I'll take you guys over to the other side of the sink, and I will show you the cornmeal batter mixture that I make, and then we will batter up the shrimp and fry up the shrimp. And like I said, that's the nice thing about having this new camera, is I can really just dive in on that and make it incredible. Let's see, let's move this like that so that you can still see what I'm doing. And then we're gonna take this pan, we're gonna take this camera, pan here, camera there. I think the camera needs some better elevation. Well, it doesn't look like it's snowing quite as hard as it was, but it still does look like it's doing something out there. That's not gonna work. And I don't really want to set my book there. Let's get, how about this tin? This tin's thicker than the book and also less sensitive of a thing. All right. I got this. Let's see, I don't know that that's necessarily any better. All right, and then I can just move this stuff out of shot so that all you see is the pan for the most part. All right, so yeah, the way I batter my shrimp is pretty simple. I just get some cornmeal, toss it in here, season up the cornmeal, and then dunk the shrimp in it. And that is how I batter up my shrimp for fried shrimp. That's how I batter up most any fish that I fry up. Shrimp just happens to be the fish that I'm frying today. I have to be careful though. Last time I did this, I put way too much seasonings in it, and it was gross. And I like seasonings, but that was too much. So, like Goldilocks said with the 3 bears, this porridge was too hot or whatever. Well, this seasonings was too seasonings. And then, so I have this Cajun stuff. That's what I just put in there. And then I also put some basic stuff like salt and pepper in there. And see if what I've got going on is enough. Because like I don't like it to be plain to where it doesn't have any flavor. But like I said, after that last attempt, it was gross. There was way too much flavor. So it's like I gotta find myself a happy medium somewhere in the middle. So mix that in with the cornmeal. oftentimes I'll save this, but I'll write on like the baggie or container or whatever what I made with it, because like I wouldn't want to use this for chicken. I don't use cornmeal for chicken anyway. I use flour for chicken, but if I were to want to use this for something else, I don't even know, other than frying up fish, I don't know what I would use a cornmeal base for. So I label it just for my own sake, I guess, but not because I really need to. All right, so now I'm going to transfer the shrimp over to a strainer. I am doing a whole lot of moving the camera as I do work here, so bear with me. My hope is that I can make like a collaged version of this for the interwebs. But there's that. I see one tail still hanging out. Nope, two tails. I missed two of them. So we're going to finish what we started. Get out of there. There's a Chinese buffet that I used to go to that had shrimp completely shelled and everything, and you had to do all this work to get to them. And I was like, they probably do that on purpose so that you'll eat less shrimp, because it's a whole big ordeal to de-shell them and do all that stuff with them. It's like, that's thinking. Whoever did that has a very business-oriented mindset. All right, so I got my shrimp here. I got my dipping stuff. I wash my hands again. I got my cornmeal, my dipping stuff. That's funny. My dipping stuff. Cornmeal. What happened to my towel? Fam, where did I put towel? Towel is over here. My what are these things called? My candles are starting to get like lame, and they don't, their fires are weird and lame, and they don't melt the wax quite like they used to. I don't use candles all that often, but it still looks like there's a good old chunk of wax in there. But like I was also thinking, like, as the wax melts and reforms and melts and reforms, like maybe eventually you just can't use it anymore. Because I was thinking about that when I was burning these. I was like, where does the wax go? It's not like it, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like it turns into smoke and is like in the air or anything. So in theory, like, you're just burning the same old wax a whole bunch of times. And so maybe my gosh, can't think of my words. Maybe my calendars. I keep wanting to say calendars. Maybe my candles are just all wore out at this point. Got my pan for frying. This pan is all wore out too. It bubbles in the bottom, and I have an issue with it burning. Like, it'll burn up something real quick if I'm trying to fry something. I only get like a couple of good rounds out of it before it's burnt up and I have to change the oil. So I want to get an actual deep fryer. That's what I want to do. And like, I tell myself, like, do you really want to get a deep fryer? Do you really want to encourage yourself to eat more fried foods? And to which I respond, yes. Yes, I do. And then that's the end of that. This oil, I think, is gone. I kind of knew there wasn't much of it left. And then I have some olive oil up there, but I think I'm going to use some more avocado oil. I looked it up online, and everybody said avocado oil fries up really good. They say it's got the highest smoke point, and that it is the healthiest option for oils. But it's also one of the more expensive options for oils, which tends to be how that goes. The healthy stuff is expensive. And a lot of people point that out on social media and stuff, and they'll be like, this is what's the matter with the world, is all the stuff that I'm supposed to be eating costs a whole bunch of money. And it's like, well, you're not wrong, but let's see if I can zoom out on this camera. Not much. Let's back this all up. And then let's see about, where's the tin that I was using earlier? There. All right. Now let's get some of this shrimp all covered in cornmeal. And like realistically speaking, I should probably, what am I trying to say? I should probably put these in like the freezer or something when I get done, but I'm gonna fry them up almost immediately. See, like, look at that. You can't see it, but the oil has just about moved exclusively to one end of the pan. So I'm gonna weigh it down with the lid so that it disperses itself more evenly. But yeah, I need a new skillet, and I need a new, or I just want a deep fryer in general. And yeah, one of these days I'm gonna get those things, and then I'll share it with you all here, and you'll be like, wow, he's frying stuff, he's doing this, he's doing that. I like the food videos. Like I said, on Instagram they do incredibly well. So hopefully I just film all that I've got going on here, and then I can edit it into a portrait video for you guys on Instagram, and then it'll be a cool little thing that I did. Or it won't, who knows. But I like it. I'm happy with it. And my happiness is important to me. And it's probably one of the most important things to me, honestly. Sounds selfish to say that, but nobody's going to be better at controlling your happiness than you are. And so we just need to acknowledge that and get that going. I haven't fried up shrimp in a hot minute, because I'm like, as I'm dipping this shrimp in here, I'm like, I feel like I'm not covering it enough. And I was like, do I normally cover it this much? And I was like, boy, I can't even think of the last time I did this. So who knows? Am I covering it enough? Am I covering it not enough? I don't know. I reckon it's going to have to be enough, though. It's going to have to be enough. I gotta be weary of my hands, make sure that they're not in the way of the camera. Was watching a video from Dry Creek Wrangler School about, there was a book recommendation and a scolding. He scolded his fans because they were attacking some guy that he did an interview with. And I was like, that's kind of cool that he does that. Scolds us like we're children. But I was there for the book recommendation. But after I was seeing like what the rest of the video was about, I was sure that the book recommendation was going to be the Bible. I was like, he's going to recommend that we read the Bible so that we treat people not so disrespectfully. But that wasn't it. It was a legit recommendation. So hats off to him for that. All right, that's going to sit for now. I don't know that my oil is hot enough to fry on, but that's okay because I need a little time anyway to set up my camera again. So let's do one of these. Let's look at that. Can I zoom in on it? Look at that shrimp. It's all seasoned up nice and ready for the fryer. All right, so because what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it over here now. And then I want to get inside this pot. Not quite that much inside it. How about that? As you can see, I've got the lid now balancing it out. It feels pretty hot. Let's see. See, look at that. It all falls to the one end. It's bubbly. I'm going to see if I throw one in, if it fries or what it does. It's kind of tame, but we'll do it. hopefully get some good sound effects out of this. I reckon one of these days I'll make an animation and I'll need some good sound effects. Whoops. But yeah, hoping you guys like cooking videos, and if you do, come by and watch me cook some stuff more often, and we can just talk about life and love. I don't talk about love all that much. Life, I'll talk about life with you for a while. Alright, now I need to set up a plate. Doing a lot of stuff just on the fly here, but that's kind of just how I do my cooking. I'm just like, oh, now I need this, now I need that. I need this and that and that and that and this. Set up a plate with some napkins on it to put the fried goods on when they're done. Then I'll get my tongs out, flip them bad boys over, and then I'll get ready for the second batch. Oh, threw something on the ground. When in doubt, throw it on the ground. All right. This is tedious, trying to find all these guys that haven't already been flipped and flipping them over. This is why I want a deep fryer. I'll have to do this. You gotta check both sides of your shrimp. You just throw it in a bucket of oil and it does its thing. Oh, come on now. Maybe a fork might do me better. Those tongs are kind of big. Fork will act like a mini spatula. Look at that. It's a lot easier. Huzzah! Now we're cooking. I could have fit a lot more shrimp in here too if I wanted to. Oop. I should probably, seeing as how I'm going to fry up French fries, I probably should what am I trying to say to y'all? I probably should have done them first and not the shrimp, but that's okay. Get ready for batch number 2. Can you guys see you can kind of see the pan too. This is cool. I think this will be a cool angle for y'all to look at. I think I'm going to start taking the shrimp out though. It's looking pretty done. Taking the shrimp out of the fryer and putting them onto the plate with the napkin on it. And then we're gonna, oops, I almost fell off my fork. That could have been real bad, but it wasn't bad. I probably would have still eaten it if it hit the floor, because shrimp is a precious thing. Oh, that scared the bejesus out of me, golly. Well, now the shrimp is out of the oil, and it's just kind of sitting on the hot pan. I need another pan. Y'all, this is kind of embarrassing. Y'all are probably looking at me like, what is this guy doing? Doesn't he know how to cook stuff? Alright, so I'm going to put the oil on a lower heat so that it doesn't burn while I cook up or prepare the next batch of shrimp. Because I have, like I said, I have a tendency or a unlucky habit of this oil just burning up while I'm trying to use it, and I can't cook a whole lot of it or cook a whole lot with it before it just burns into nothing. And I think part of it is that it looks like there's some clumps of cornmeal that fell off of the shrimp, and it's just kind of hanging out there in the fryer. And I think that's part of what messes it up. So I don't know. We'll see. Batch number 1, I think it turned out pretty good though. We'll see what batch number 2 looks like. And then, like, hopefully there's not a third batch, but there might be. Looking at how much shrimp I have left versus how much shrimp is actively in here. And I look to have a decent amount left versus how much is in the pan. I got cocktail sauce from New Year's. My mom brought over, what was that? Cocktail shrimp. And so bought some cocktail sauce with that. So I'm good there. I just went to the store, bought some French fries. I have mozzarella sticks too. I might make some of them up. They've been hanging on for a while now. And so I might cook up some of them and see what happens there. I think I might get 2 more shrimp out of this batch. And then I'll start my assembly line, because now I can throw the shrimp in and then I can start doing more shrimp after that. So I put it on a real low heat, so it shouldn't be doing anything wild and crazy just yet. Listen to that shrimp sizzle. Sizzling shrimp. Sizzling shrimp. I think the other cornmeal has officially burned, because I'm starting to see burnt up looking cornmeal on my shrimp. So it's almost like, I think it's because it's such a shallow pan too. Y'all tell me in the comments, do I just need a fryer? Or am I doing something wrong with this pan here? I think I just need a deep fryer. I think what's happening is, it tastes fine when I take it out, but I think it's got the burn up cornmeal on it. And so, anyway, it'll be fine. It'll be fine, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. I'll clean it out, and then I'll cook up some French fries and mozzarella sticks. And then I will stop and have myself a meal. What are y'all having for dinner tonight? You having fried shrimp and French fries, or are you having something else? Something even better, I hope. That shrimp looks like it's got legs. That's why. You got legs? Little guy, you got legs. He done snuck past the radar and almost made it in the fryer with legs on him. Good thing I'm more observant than that. I ain't gonna let no shrimp. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm a country bumpkin right now. I just cycle through accents. I think I was thinking about Bubba from Forrest Gump with all this shrimp. And so I was like, I'm gonna be like Bubba. Alright, let's probably turn the shrimp over though. Turn the shrimp over. It doesn't look awful. I think I'll get one more batch out of it. The next batch will probably look kind of dark. Oh, and you know what? I never did turn the heat back up either. I think keeping the heat this low is probably helping. I did that first batch on a high heat, and then this batch has been on a pretty low heat, honestly. But, like I said, I think that helps. Jesus, that scares the bejesus out of me every time. Alright, I'm gonna let that do its thing for a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on here so that the oil doesn't do weird things anymore. And then I'm gonna try and finish putting the shrimp in the cornmeal batter. And then I'll take the shrimp out that's in there now, put the last round of shrimp in, and then I should be good to go. I say that, but I'm getting down to the nitty gritty in this bucket here. Is that another shrimp with legs on it? You little. Nah, it's a leg, yes, but it wasn't on the shrimp. It was just stuck to it, if that makes sense. Alright, well, I think I'm going to take this shrimp out. And then I'm gonna get some more shrimp going. And then maybe the next batch will actually be the last batch. I keep saying this is the last batch of shrimp. And then I'm like, well, not quite. But then I'm like, oh, this is the last batch of shrimp. And then I'm like, well, not quite. So maybe the batch after this batch will be the last batch of shrimp. Or I'll just say, well, not quite, all over again. I really need to figure out why I keep slipping into my Bubba accent. That's just apparently the chosen way to talk today. I'm gonna be Bubba, and we're gonna have buckets of shrimp buckets, and we got shrimp gumbo, shrimp po' boys, shrimp. This shrimp lost his coating. He looks kind of naked. Shrimp. All right, we got ourselves a plate of shrimp here. All right, let's put this shrimp in here again. All right, this is definitely gonna be the last run that I'm gonna get out of this pot. It's starting to look kind of rough. The lack of heat is starting to show as well, because as you can see, I'm sticking it on there and it is not doing its whole sizzle mania, which is fine. Like I said, this gives me time to let these kind of cook while I batter up the last couple of them, and then I will turn up the heat and they will sizzle, and then I'll take them off. We'll get some Frenchy fries in here, get some mozzarella sticks, and then it'll be time for dinner and a movie. I'd watch the movie with you guys, but I feel like that'd be a little boring. Not to mention the fact I'd probably get copyright strikes for playing movies on YouTube. But I already feel like this video has been, like, I should probably just put some like music or something over this video so that it's not just you watching me cook and hearing me talk to you about me cooking. But hey, like I said, maybe you never know. This might blow up to be the most popular video on my channel. You guys might be like, all we want to do is watch this man cook shrimp and talk like Bubba while he does it. And I can do that if that's what you want me to do. If all you want is shrimp and Bubba talk, then I can do shrimp and Bubba talk. But I can also do more things than just shrimp and Bubba talk, so maybe y'all can enjoy the variety of things I offer you instead of just the one thing I do. But who knows? Right now, shrimp and Bubba talk's what you're getting. I ain't even trying to really do Bubba talk. I keep sleeping into it. Like, that time was on purpose. But all right, turn the heat back up. That was the last of the shrimp. There's no more shrimp past that. So we're gonna let that shrimp cook up real good, and then I'm gonna clean out the pan. And I'm going to get some Frenchy fries up in here. And then I'm going to get these mozzarella sticks out of here. And then I'm going to eat. I was going to make slaw, but I don't feel like it. And that always happens. What I ought to do, and I keep saying this every time I do this, is what I ought to do is I ought to make the slaw first. Because when I get done doing the whole thing with... when I get done doing the whole thing with frying this stuff up, I usually get pretty well tired. There is a little thermometer on my camera. I wonder if it's saying that it's too hot. I don't feel like it's that hot. I mean, there's heat coming off of the thing, there's no doubt about that, but I'll have to look up in the manual what that means. What does a thermometer mean when in my camera showing me a thermometer? Like I said, obviously we're next to a hot stove, but I don't think it's extending itself to the camera well enough. But who knows? It could be, and I'm just naive fool. But the little thermometer thing's got 2 little bars on it. So like I said, I don't know what it's trying to tell me. It's getting hot in here. You should probably cool it down. Well, I got news for you, Mr. Camera. It gets hot in the kitchen when you're working by a stove and frying up shrimp. But hopefully the shrimp's going to be done soon. And then I can change the oil out of this here pan. And then I can, wow, 50 minutes? I've been doing this for 50 minutes. You poor, poor people. I feel like this is going to be like my worst video yet. You guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, this guy, if he cooks any more shrimp and makes us watch it, we're going to stop watching his stuff. I don't know that I blame you. 15 minutes of shrimp cooking. 50. 50 minutes of shrimp cooking. A lot of that was the peeling and stuff too, though. Like, probably wouldn't have been near as bad if I didn't have to peel it all ahead of time. Another reason why I said I gotta pay attention to what I buy, and I gotta buy the shrimp that's been peeled and prepared first. Ooh. I move all the shrimp that's been tilted over to one side of the pan so that I can clearly identify. Ooh, look at that burnt crumb. Get off of there. I don't want you. We don't want your kind on our shrimp. That sounded bad. Don't repeat that. Oop. I didn't get scared that time. I kind of knew it was coming. Look at all that yummy shrimp. Yummy, gummy shrimp. Yep, yummy, gummy shrimp. I know a lot of people in my family, they don't eat fried shrimp anymore. They'll only eat it grilled. I like my shrimp every kind of way it can be prepared. I don't care if it's fried or grilled or popcorned or ovened or roasted or toasted or boiled or smoiled or steamed. Steamed is really good. Or raw. I'll just eat it like a, well, not raw, but you know what I mean, cold. Cooked but not cooked. Tempura, which I think is just a fancy way of saying fried. All the different varieties of shrimp is a variety of shrimp that is friendly to me. Let's see. I think we're probably about ready to put these out. Yeah, I think so. All right. Somebody texted me. I wonder who it was. They're going to have to wait till I get done because I'm in the midst of shrimping. I don't want to let my shrimp burn because I'm checking my text messages. That would be... Get over here, you. Trying to do this one-handed is not fun because the pan just keeps doing its own thing. Something on top of my fridge just fell over. Y'all can't see it, but I heard it. It went like that, and it fell over. Oh, come on now. Now that the shield's gone, I do feel like there's a decent amount of heat coming off of this thing. Come on. Y'all need to just accept your fate, and that being that you're going to get eaten today. I should turn the heat down. Let's do that. Now that I'm just playing with the shrimp, trying to get it to play back with me. All right, almost there. Woo! All right, cool. Let's get a good shot of the shrimp. Turn that off. Take this off of the heat. I may not record the French fries because I don't know that y'all are going to care that much to see them. But there is my plate of shrimp. My plate of shrimp. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. I'm going to zoom in so you can see every morsel of that. Look at that. Would you look at it? Just look at it. And then zoom out slowly. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. Then we're going to zoom in a little like that. I think that's going to be a good shot right there. When we make it portrait, we'll see how that goes, but Shrimp, shrimp, and more shrimp. All right. I'm gonna sit you over here for now, and you're gonna stare at a chair. All right, I gotta clean this pan. Well, maybe I can have my camera watch that. Clean the pan. And then put more oil in it. Cook up the French fries and the mozzarella sticks. And then I'm done. Y'all can go home at that point. If that's what you want to do. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. I feel like if you are one of the people who watch this just to hear what I have to say, this was probably not your favorite video in the whole wide world. But if you're watching it to see something, maybe what you saw was exciting. Or maybe it wasn't. And I just am a boring person who's boring the world to death with his boring videos about cooking. But hopefully, that's not the case. Alright. Let's see, where's a towel? I need to get myself a towel. All right, get some more oil up in here. Oh, olive oil works well on medium heat, huh? I was trying to decide if I was going to use my olive oil or if I was going to use my avocado oil. I think I'll use the avocado oil. I think that's fine. Got some fun projects planned with friends. I participate in the Joel Haver challenge of, filming a movie instead of watching the Oscars. And I had a buddy of mine who showed a lot of interest in doing that. So probably have a good time doing that. And then, trying to think if there's any other big projects. Of course, my birthday project will be right here around the corner before you know it. And other than that, just filming these videos for you guys, keeping them going, keeping them fresh, keeping them real, and like I said, hopefully not boring y'all half to death. Ooh, I think the thing that I like so much about Dry Creek Wrangler School is he's got like stories that he's telling, and whoa, that's a lot of French fries. All right, that's enough French fries. He's got stories that he's telling, and his content does seem very well prepared and meaningful. And I have always been a proprietor of not planning out or scripting the content that I put on YouTube because I want it to feel like it's raw and fresh. And that could be like the fundamental reason why I'm not succeeding, because I am refusing to take the time to actually plan out a script or something. But to the same end, like, I feel like Dry Creek Wrangler School and Sam Sulek, I feel like they're all, like, that's the appeal there, is that they're raw and natural and just happening. And so hopefully I can accomplish something similar with my videos, and I can get my own little crowd of the internet who thinks that that's just the bee's knees. And that would feel pretty good to me. Oops. That's funny. I accidentally there's a button on this tin that makes it play music, and I sat it on the button just right to where it's playing music for y'all now. So if you didn't think that my content was fun enough, then here we go. What I might do, honestly, is, although I feel like I'd still run the risk of copyright strikes, but what I might do is turn on the gramophone. Like, I've got all these random records from my gramophone. I could just turn it on and make that be like the background noise that you all hear when I'm making content moving forwards, or if it's going to be long form content like this where it's just like me talking to you guys for a huge period of time. But we'll see. With any hope it won't like get copywritten or whatever, and then everybody will be like, oh my gosh, you gotta change, it's snowing again. It is still snowing out there. I didn't think it was supposed to snow today. It was 6 degrees, so it's definitely not gonna not stick. It's gonna stick real good now. But that's not what I'm worried about. I'm in the house, cozy, keeping warm, doing my bit, trying to get these French fries and mozzarella sticks to fry up. The oil's taking a minute to do its thing. It'll get there though. It'll get there. Maybe I should just put the lid on it and... Oh, this thing. Did my camera stop recording? Well, that's weird. I wonder when it stopped. My camera just stopped recording. I wonder if it has like a limit. It only records... It doesn't record over an hour maybe? I don't remember hitting the button. It may have missed the whole Music 10 incident. That would be unfortunate. Oh well. You can't record your whole life. Although, sometimes it would be neat, and sometimes it would be exhausting. Like, think of the hours worth of footage that you would have, and to just get through all of that would just not be good. But, yeah. I think, methinks that's what we might do. We might, do the whole gramophone thing, and that'll give you guys some good content, and it'll have like background noise so that when it's dull and not so exciting, you've got something going on. So yeah, I'm not going to edit it in post and make it work. Obviously, it would be better if I could just make it legit, but that's why editing is such a wonderful thing. Ooh, I can feel that cold air on the back of my neck now. I was talking earlier about how I can feel my haircut. I can feel it. I haven't seen it, and like, I don't know. Well, I've seen it, of course. Like, I didn't leave the hair salon, just be like, well, I trust that you didn't butcher my hair, so thanks, see you tomorrow. Didn't do that, but I also didn't, I haven't looked at it like here recently since I've been filming, because I'm not looking at myself while I'm filming this content, and so, I don't know, it's just been different. Anyway, I got some more food to make for you guys. I got to make some miso soup at some point in time, and then I'm gonna make well, no, I think the miso soup's the last thing I'm gonna make. I'm gonna do laundry and try and have a good philosophical conversation with you guys while doing laundry again, because I did that one time before. I feel like that was one of my better videos, so we'll try that again, see what happens there. Yeah, I think I might add some music to this in post, because I'm just not feeling like it's got enough going on right now for you guys to really be like, oh, this was a great video, thanks. Like, I don't want to bore you guys. I'm trying to, like, as I do this, be like, would I watch this? Would I watch this? If I really cared about the person behind the camera, or in front of it, I guess, and I, like, if I were making food, I would turn it on in the background just to have something playing. I don't know that I would actually watch it, but, like, some people watch stuff like this because they find interesting levels of satisfaction in watching this, so everybody's different. We're all unique. I think mozzarella sticks are about done. They look like they're starting to leak cheese, which is usually a telltale sign that they are done. Get one of them out of there. This thing. Bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum. Oh, we're losing our mozzarella. All right, mozzarella sticks are donezo. Spread these fries out, get them fried up nice and crispy. And then we're done. And I can just eat and watch Scent of a Woman. I've asked you all before, but I'll ask you again. What are you eating tonight? And are you going to watch a movie now? Have you seen Scent of the Woman? What do you think of it? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it ugly? Everything in between? I hope it's good. Like I said, I have a lot of faith in Al Pacino, so if nothing else, he'll make it good. He's like one of those actors who, if they're in it, you know it's going to be good. I think I'm going to eat one of these mozzarella sticks. They're staring me down in the face right now. Uh-huh. Hot. But good. Good and hot. These French fries aren't looking real crispy. Ooh. Starting to get brown on one side and light on the other side. Definitely need a deep fryer for French fries. That's okay. We'll make it work. All right. Let's try that. Let it sit on there for a while, see if it gets all crispy. Crispy fries. Crispy fries. I feel like the other video, like I said, I feel like this is going to be like several hours. Not several hours. It's going to be over an hour, though, that much for sure. And I'm just going to be like, ugh, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm hungry is what it is. And maybe that's why I'm so quiet and not talking to y'all as much as I'd like to be. Keep finding myself not saying anything, and I'm like, you're supposed to keep this conversation going. You're supposed to keep these people entertained. They don't come here to just watch you fry up French fries. If they wanted to do that, they could do it themselves, right? Maybe Is that something you guys like to watch vicariously? I know that's the big appeal of a lot of this online content, is living vicariously through other people. And maybe you can't fry fish and French fries yourself, so you want to watch me do it. I don't know. For me, it's just a Saturday. And anytime I do something that I feel like is film worthy, I film it. And like I said, if y'all are like, wow, that was great, then cool. And if you guys are just like, that was the worst thing ever, well, now I know that you think it's the worst thing ever. I don't ever know if I don't ever know, and I'll never figure it out if I don't ever try it. So, I think this might be the last flip of the fries. I might leave the fries on now, and when I feel like taking them off, I'll take them off, and then I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat, gosh darn it, and it's going to be good. Because look at all this food I prepared for myself. I'll have to get a final shot of the food so that Instagram can have its full little thing. It's been a lot of time editing content and stuff. Even when I make this simpler content, I spend a lot of time editing it because I have so much of it. And so it's like, but it's fine. Because like before, I was spending, I don't know, 2 hours editing one video, where now I might spend 2 hours editing 4 videos. So I'm turning a lot more stuff out than I was before. And like I said, hopefully this low effort content doesn't scream like laziness or something. I don't think it does, just because like I said, there's a lot of people out there who's doing good work with this kind of content these days. And so I think I'm fine. I'm just, a perfectionist and always judging my own, keep hitting the dang edge of this pan. I need to stop doing that. I'll burn my finger right off. But I keep my perfectionist. What else was I going to say? Oh, I just keep over judging and overthinking my content here. There's a gentleman who does other fitness content on here that I watch every now and again. I would say he's inspired by the same kind of content that Sam Sulek and Dry Creek Wrangler School make. And maybe that's the reason why I'm talking with a country accent too. I'm trying to be like Dwayne. Dwayne, I'm trying to emulate you. I'm not doing very good at it. But anywho, where was I going with that? Oh, and like he very obviously like reads from a script. I think I've talked to you guys about him before. And for me, that is just like an immediate cause for disconnect. Like one of the biggest reasons why I turned off the camera that time. One of the biggest reasons why I watch these videos is because of they feel so much more legitimate than the traditional videos that are these real overdone, overthought out concept, high concept stuff. And so my hope is that what is my hope here? My hope is that I can capture that and feel legit like they do, and make something that you guys feel is also legit. So that is the end of that. I finally stopped recording this on this new camera. It is kind of hot now, so I do see the temperature thing, and I get why it's saying that. Turn off the old camera. Minute and 15 seconds. Or no, a minute and 15 seconds. An hour and 15 minutes.